Hey guys, Chris again. So you just listened and watched our first part of chapter one, and that discussed a lot of the foundational principles of direct response marketing, matching the message, the media, and the market. Some of the important things about a USP, how to write those offers that people are going to respond to. I want to talk to you a little bit for just a second about why Facebook, and most importantly, why Facebook lead ads we've chosen to focus exclusively on in this program. Okay, so the biggest thing with Facebook is, as opposed to Twitter or as opposed to Snapchat, LinkedIn, any of the other ones that you could be using in the other platforms, is it's a very simple number, one. And what I mean by that is 1 billion people. When Zuckerberg comes out and says in 2015 that 1 billion people were on the platform in a 24-hour period, that's 1/6 of the population of Earth. And of course, that's skewed a little bit more into North America, where we use it more. So there's the reach and the width that you're able to contact on Facebook is beyond anything else. It's not. I mean, LinkedIn, Twitter, all those other ones. They don't even, when they combine them, they don't even match up to what Facebook is. Facebook owns Instagram. So when you put an ad on Facebook, there's a lot of times that we can select an Instagram page for it to go and appear on. So we don't really have to worry that much about that. It's easy to go down that rabbit hole, right? But we got to keep coming back to the whole Bruce Lee thing. Let's pick one thing that we know we can get a good reach and a good return on investment on, and let's master that. So that's important. The second thing that I want to talk about with Facebook is the ability to the demographic targeting. Sorry, I got a little bit of a brain fart there for just a second. I'm trying to just shoot this from the hip. But the demographic. Facebook's been tracking it longer. It's been around longer. It's kind of the granddaddy of them all. Everything that you've liked, everything that you've followed, everything that you've clicked on, everything that you've gone outside of Facebook, they all track all those things. So they know exactly what you're into, what kind of things you're going to be doing, and that we can target whoever we want to through that. And that's for a direct marketer like myself, who remembers some of this old stuff we're going to talk about here in just a second. It's absolutely incredible. So let's talk about Facebook advertising. Okay, back in the day, when we talk about direct response advertising, which is what we're going to start doing, the offline method used to look like this. You would place an ad in a newspaper or in a periodical or on a postcard, and you'd send it out with an 800 number. The prospect would pick up the telephone. Remember that telephone had a cord on it? Some of us, if you're my age, you can remember that when we only had, the phone on the wall. That shows how old I am, right? You would call, you would request this information by mail. You'd have to put the stamp on it, lick the stamp, send it off into the mail. Boom, there it gets there to you in a couple of days, and then you can start your sales process. Now, when Facebook came around, it kind of changed all that. It was really simple to use some of their demographics and their marketing platform and their tools. So you put a post up, people would like on it, they'd comment on it, but to capture their contact information and to put them into your drip system or into your automation campaign, where you start to turn these guys from leads to buyers, there was one very important step. And I'm going to draw a red line right here. This is an imaginary red line. On this side of the line is Facebook. And on this side of the line is the rest of the internet. So there was a very big industry that was providing landing pages for chiropractors, for real estate agents, for any number of veterinarians, dentistry, all of it. Landing page, buy my landing page, right? Websites, they didn't do the job. They didn't collect the information. People would come on your website, maybe they'd pick up the phone, see a special offer that you had on your website and call you. But the idea of a squeeze page, or the idea of a landing page where you enter in your information and then you get the information back, kind of revolutionized this whole process. The one glaring problem with this was this red line right here. People did not like to leave Facebook. You'd put an ad and you'd say, click here for more information, and you'd immediately be directed off of Facebook. So it didn't take Facebook very long to figure this out, to say, hey, what if we just eliminated this whole landing page? shoot, we've got all these people's personal information anyway because they gave us their phone number and their address and all their things when they first signed up. So what we're doing now, and what the beauty of this Facebook lead ad has allowed you to do, is to put a post. We put our ad up there, then we target it to whoever we want to see it. Whoever we want to see it will pop up in their feed, and all they have to do is click this button right here. They don't even have to. There's two options. Sometimes they don't even have to verify the fact that they want their information sent over to you. Sometimes it depends on whether we want a higher volume or more quality leads. That's one of the things we can select, and I'm going to show you that in the next section. But all they got to do is click one button, and then they go on and they browse and they go and do their thing. So this is a double-edged sword for us. So what do you think that means? They don't have to type anything in. There's no real effort on their part. So we've got to be really, really good at our follow-up and remind these people, hey, you know that ad that you saw that you clicked on? Hey, that's me. Here I am. You still want that information? On it like that. Does that make sense? So there's fewer steps for these people to do because they don't go across this imaginary Facebook bridge that nobody liked to cross. So now all they do, click one button, we get the information. We can decide what information we want. We can decide. Facebook sometimes will crack down on us with financial information, but I've shown you which things to include, which things not to include. We got to make sure we get name, phone number, email address. Those are the three things that we really need, right? Because that's what we need to have to put into our drip campaigns and our automation, our autoresponder sequences. And again, I'll show you how to do that. Don't worry, don't trip. I'm just kind of giving you an overview here, okay? So it made this whole thing simple. And so then what happens is, the second they click on that, this auto-populated form is sent into an Excel file. Our third party extracts it, sends it right to us, and we immediately do what? I'm going to try to draw a better phone. But here's our phone, okay? It looks something like that nowadays. I don't know, some things down there. Okay, we still got to follow up with it. We still got to call them. We still got to get it. So the advantages of the Facebook lead ads that you don't get with the things that you used to see, it takes so many of the steps away. But again, double-edged sword because we've got to be really, really good on our follow-up. But the ease and simplicity of these people to respond, this is why we get so many leads so quickly with these lead ads, especially when you know what you're doing, when you get that headline to stop them in their tracks. So I hope this kind of makes sense to you. Don't worry about it. All you need to get from this lesson is Facebook lead ads are the easiest way for us to generate leads and for leads to respond to our offers.